What does it mean to live a good life?
I don't know.
And scene. Are you good at forgiveness?
So, people say like I forgive, but I don't forget. I'm the opposite. I don't forgive, but I do forget.
In moments of conflict, do you step in or step back?
Oh, back.
Back?
Yeah.
You're not like a...
I don't know if we need to get into this. I don't know about this.
I'm Rachel Martin, and this is Wildcard, the game where cards control the conversation. My guest this week is Raphael Bob-Waksberg. Raphael Bob-Waksberg makes animated TV shows that are weird, and they are funny and deep, which happen to be three of my favorite qualities in any form of entertainment. His first series, BoJack Horseman, was about a half man, half horse in an existential crisis. Now he is back with a brand new show called Long Story Short. There are big themes, religion and identity and grief, but it never feels heavy. And the end result is an animated story that feels very real. I am so happy to welcome Raphael Bob-Waksberg to Wildcard. Hi.
Hi, it's great to be here.
I'm so happy to have you here. First three cards.
Okay.
Memories. 1, 2, or 3.
All right, I'm gonna go with 3.
3.
Yeah. Let's skip to the good stuff.
Okay.
That's the one I want.
You feel like 3 is where the good stuff lies.
Yeah.
Well, 3 it is. When you were bored as a kid, where would your imagination take you?
Oh, everywhere. You say when I was bored, as if there were times when I was not bored. But I had ADD as a kid, and I still have it as an adult. And I do feel like one of my superpowers is I'm always a little bit bored. Like,
why
in
is
the
that
Avengers.
A superpower? Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you why.
Okay.
When Mark Ruffalo goes, "That's my secret. I'm always angry," and he can turn into a Hulk at any moment.
Yeah.
I do feel like I have learned to have multiple apps going on in my brain at the same time in any context or conversation. Mm-hmm. And I have also learned to view it as a positive because it's happening whether I like it or not. But yeah, as a kid, I think I had to learn at some point in order to not be disruptive, which was always my first instinct, was when I am bored, I'm going to interrupt what is ever happening.
Because it's boring.
Yeah, this is boring.
Yeah.
But eventually I learned how to kind of focus that inward. And instead of making it everyone else's problem that I'm bored, find ways to occupy myself. So I used to draw little comics in class, or I would, make up little songs to myself. Mm-hmm. Think about the other things I was going to do that day. I feel like I'm never 100% giving attention to the thing that I'm in at any given moment. Always part of me is thinking about something else.
So, did you get in trouble a lot?
Yes, constantly.
Yeah. Because of that?
Yeah. Sure. Because of a number of things. I think, you know what? I think I didn't always know the best way to filter those instincts. Mm-hmm. And then I think, some teachers didn't always know the best way to handle me. Yeah. And I think, a big part of it is I was funny sometimes. And what that meant is that sometimes I could get away with things. Mm-hmm. But sometimes I would push things too far, or I would do things in the wrong way where they're not funny. And I never knew before I did something, is this going to be funny enough that I'm going to get away with it? Or is the teacher going to get real mad at me? And so I was always mystified when I got in trouble. Because I thought, how is this any different? And I think the answer is that time I didn't kill. I wasn't funny enough. And that's something you got to learn. This was my audience. When you're a comic, you go to open mic nights. When you're a kid, you go to your class. And, all right, not everything's going to land right away. Sometimes you got to try some stuff out. Now I know. All right, don't do that again.
That's good. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
3 more cards, 1, 2, 3.
Well, I feel like 3's been good to me.
You're going 3 again.
I think, you know what? I don't want to be like one of those people who rock, paper, scissors always chooses rock because rock.
I know, because they think the odds eventually.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get into a pattern So I feel like I should break it early. Otherwise, I'm like the 3 guy.
That's right.
So let's do 1 this time.
Okay. 1. What's an experience from childhood when you realized your parents were only human?
This is actually one of my first memories. I think I was maybe 2 or 3. It was at least 2.5 because my little sister was born already. She was a baby and I was a toddler. And I remember I was climbing on my mother. She was sitting down like in the stairwell and I was climbing on her. And I think my little sister was also climbing on her or just being a baby or something. And I grabbed my mom's glasses and her glasses broke and she started crying.
And so you were so young, but even in that moment, you think you're like, oh, this
I might be,
has feelings.
I might be backwards editorializing a little bit, but that's my memory of it.
But that is your memory.
Realizing, oh, she is also a person who
right.
didn't want me climbing on her.
Right.
In that moment, that was not helpful.
Right. And a thing happened, and now she's crying, and I am somewhat involved in, I bear some responsibility.
In this.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Next one. 3 more cards. 1, 2, or 3. I
feel like I got to go 2 now.
I mean,
right?
You do you.
3 and 1.
There are no rules, except there are, but this isn't one of them, so you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, what if I was like 4? Let's do 2.
Okay. Who's an adult who didn't talk down to you as a kid?
Yeah, I had a theater teacher in high school named Mr. Shelby, Jim Shelby, and he's a special guy, and I think he really got me, and I think the joy of being his student is I think most of his students felt like he got them, right? So I don't think we had a special relationship. Mm-hmm. I think he made all of his young actors feel special in some way. Now that I'm saying that, I'm like, is that true? All of his students? No, I'm sure there's students who actually I know some students who didn't like him or didn't feel like they quite got what he was doing.
But you felt that he got you and
I
saw
like
something clearly in you.
Yes, he really got me, and he really understood how to, focus my passions and instincts in the right direction, and create rather than destroy.
Has the trickle-down effect of having a teacher understand you, not talk down to you, has that affected your parenting style at all? You've got young kids.
Yes, I think so. I mean, I try to treat my kids like they're people. I try to be kind to them and listen to them, and not necessarily assume that I know the right way for them to be or what they should be doing at any given moment. I try to give them autonomy, and be respectful.
Have any of them proven to be funny and or performative?
Oh yeah, my kids are hilarious. You want to hear a joke?
Yes, of course I want to hear a joke. Yeah.
All right. This is hot off the press. This is a couple weeks ago. My kid told me this joke. He goes, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
Interrupting cow who?
Moo. And I said, I hate to break this to you. You didn't interrupt me. And he goes, no, because you're my friend, but other people I would interrupt.
Oh.
So I think he's a funny guy.
He is a funny guy. And deeply thoughtful and kind.
Yes, yes. And I'm glad to know I'm his friend. That meant a lot to me.
Yeah, it is. It's a big deal. Okay, so let's talk about the new show. Long story short, I started watching this with my 13-year-old who was immediately drawn in. And then I had to move on with my life and do something else in that moment. And we made a pledge, as people and families often do, to not watch it except with one another because we both loved it so much.
That's dangerous.
I totally cheated on him. I totally cheated on him. I was the cheater.
Wow.
I was on the treadmill one day and I was like, oh, Wyatt won't know. And I'll just tell him that I didn't. I'll rewatch this one with him.
Yeah,
but then I just binged. I went so
thing.
far on that treadmill. My God.
Oh no.
I mean, not in that moment, but I did watch all of them. I watched all of them without him.
Well, but what happened with your son?
I mean, he's not talking to me right now. No, I'm just kidding. He was bummed,
Yeah.
But also I was like, go talk to your dad. I'm famous for this. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what to tell you.
Classic. Classic you.
Don't trust me on this one.
All right.
But the point of the story is that both of us really, really loved it. It's so good. My question, there is a question, is how did you pitch this to the studio folks?
Yeah, I said this is a show about a family, and we're gonna love all these characters. But the kind of the gag of the show is we're going to be jumping around in time, and there is no home base. So every episode is set in a different year with a different character as our POV character, and kind of through this method, we really get to know this family really well over the course of one season. So you get to the end of 10 episodes, and you feel like you've known them for a lifetime, and you're going to love them like you've seen 100 episodes of the show, or you're going to love them like they're your own family. That was the elevator pitch, I guess.
Was the starting point the family and the characters, or was the starting pitch you're like, I want to play in time. I want to like do this no home base, like we're going front and back and
Yeah, I think for me it kind of came from a lot of different places and then gradually weaved together. But when I look back at like what is the history of the original, germ of this idea, it probably started with, is there a story I could tell that jumps around in time, that is longitudinal in its scope, that follows characters over a long period and sees how they grow and change or don't change and don't grow, as the case may be.
And grief is like woven through this show. I mean, it's very, very funny, but grief is like a through line.
Yes, that hilarious thing, grief.
It's so funny.
And I think a big question in the show also is, can your relationship with somebody change after they have died?
Yeah.
Or how do you repair some of those relationships that maybe weren't quite what you wanted them to be in life? Is it too late to repair that within yourself, if not with the other person?
Right.
And how do you continue to learn things and understand things about that relationship, about that person, and about yourself in that relationship, even after that person has died? In a hilarious way.
Of course.
Yes, with jokes.
I mean, it is. It's very funny, but it's also very thoughtful and deep. I need to give a shout out to your longtime collaborator, Lisa Hanawalt, who has come up with the visual world for this, for BoJack Horseman, for several other of your projects.
Yeah.
But there was something about, though, it's not, I meant what I said in the intro, these themes could be overbearing and like too heavy. And there's something about the lightness of the animation.
Yes. And so I think Lisa's art, as well as Alison Dubois, who works with Lisa, they do an incredible job of lightening up the world. And that's very intentional. I think that's something I really learned working on BoJack Horseman, is that on that show, I could go to these really dark, deep places. And in a live action show, some of those monologues might have felt indulgent or saccharine or maudlin.
Right.
And somehow in animation, you're able to take it in a little easier. Or maybe because you already are bringing the suspension of disbelief to the show, you can also have the suspension of disbelief in how tragic it got or how ruminative. You could really let it take you where it wanted to take you. And so that, what I might have thought before I made BoJack is like, well, you can't be too goofy or too sad. You got to kind of pick a lane. And in making that show, I found that, no, actually the opposite extremes really work together to create something new. And I think on this show also, it doesn't get quite as Shakespeareanly tragic as BoJack did, nor does it get as silly and cartoony as BoJack did. But we do go to some goofy places and some more serious places. And I find the way those flavors work together, it really creates a feast.
You want to keep going? Round two.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's go to round two.
Some more.
I missed the cards. Oh, okay. For the listener, these are a different color.
They sure
these
are.
Cards. Yeah.
What color are they, Raphael?
They're blue.
That's right. They're blue.
I'm glad I know that, because now I can fly a plane.
These cards are blue, and they represent the round insights. Insights. Okay. 3 cards. 3 new cards.
Can I tell you? Sorry to interrupt.
I'm
just thinking about being colorblind. Can I tell you a joke that I always wanted to do on BoJack that we never got to do?
Yeah, please.
So one of the characters on BoJack Horseman is Mr. Peanut Butter, who is a dog.
Yeah.
And at one point, we were going to do a beat where he realizes for the first time that he's colorblind because he's a dog. And and what he was going to say was, "Oh no, I'm colorblind. Now I can never fly an airplane or appreciate the subtle beauty of Schindler's List." Which I thought would be a funny thing for him to
Why did you
contend
cut
with.
that joke?
Well, because we cut the whole story point.
Oh, shoot.
We didn't have, we cut, there was a whole thing about him realizing, but it didn't.
It just didn't
No
hold.
part of that story is in the episode.
Mr.
But
Peanut Butter.
we cut jokes out of every episode. I mean, on the new show also, we write long,
Yeah.
and then in editing, we tighten and tighten and tighten and tighten. So
there's these little beauties on the floor, and you have to revive them in podcast interviews to
yes,
give
I was
them
waiting
light.
for this exact moment to. So your listener might be wondering, does he still have ADD? And the answer is
Jury's
yes,
out.
I do.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, blue cards. Let's take a look.
1, 2, or 3.
I already did 1, 2, and 3. Now I got to double back. Let's go back to 1.
Number 1.
I've chosen number 1.
Are you good at forgiveness?
Yes, I think I am.
New card. No, I'm just kidding.
I think I am. No, I don't know if there's more to say there. Yeah, I think.
Well, I'm going to ask you more about it.
I think it's something I've worked on. I think in the past I have held a grudge.
How'd that work out?
Not great. I don't love it.
Yeah.
Holding a grudge, it doesn't benefit me or the person.
Right.
I think actually, what I've gotten good at is deciding I'm going to hold a grudge and then forgetting to. So, people say like, I forgive, but I don't forget. I'm the opposite. I don't forgive, but I do forget. So that eventually turns around to forgiveness because I've stopped fixating on it.
You like run into the person at a party or something, and you start chatting. You're like, damn it. I was going to ignore you.
I was mad at that person.
Yeah.
No,
yes.
I really, I think I am very understanding. Am I very understanding? I think I'm a regular amount of understanding that we are all humans and we make mistakes and sometimes we get in our own way or the ways of other people.
Okay. 3 more cards.
More?
Yes.
All right.
1, 2, or 3.
Let's do 3.
In moments of conflict, do you step in or step back?
Oh, back.
Back.
Yeah.
You're not like a...
I don't know if we need to get into this. I don't know about this. You're getting pretty aggressive right now.
You're not... Let me solve this. I hear you saying this. I hear you saying this. Let's come together. You retreat.
No, because I overthink. I think I kind of extrapolate all the different ways it could go wrong, and I think I step back in moments of conflict. I think that's my instinct.
Yeah, I'm sure it happens to you. I mean, you're the boss of a lot of people, and it's a creative pursuit, and I'm sure there are differences of opinion, and people are people, and so there's going to be a lot of people conflicts.
Well, that's what's nice about being the boss is there's a hierarchy there, and so it's not really a conflict because I can say, no, I want to do it this way now, or that guy's right, that guy's wrong.
So, de facto, you have to step in because you are.
Yeah, well, but I wouldn't call that stepping in because
you're right.
that's like, right? Like, I feel like stepping in to me implies that like there's a real, there is no right answer. When I think of conflict, I think of like, like a messy quagmire of philosophies. And
I was going to say feelings. It feels like
history and feelings. Yeah. And I think my instinct is like, well, I want to hear everybody out here.
Yeah.
And I think that takes a while. We don't always have time for all that. But I would say similar to my don't forgive but forget approach. I think that's how I deal with conflict too. Of like, oh, this feels really sticky. Let me work through all the different, myriad possible ways this could go. And then by the time I'm done working through it, everyone else has moved on.
But sometimes that is the best way. Okay. Last one in this round. 1, 2, or 3.
I'll do, I've lost track. I'll do 2, I think, this time.
Are you good at knowing when something should end?
I feel like we are reaching the perimeter of my own self-knowledge here. I'm not quite sure.
Fair enough. You could skip it.
Am I? No, I want to.
You want to engage? Okay.
I want to engage. I don't know if I have a good or interesting answer to it.
Okay.
I mean, I guess it's a yes or no question, so I could just say yes or no and leave it at that.
But I won't let you. I mean, that's the other thing.
I could, and you have there's no method by which you could stop me.
It's true.
Your rules don't account for that.
It's true.
Am I good at knowing? What was the question? Could you tell me again?
Are you good at knowing when things should end? I mean, that can be in your actual life, or that can be in storytelling.
Yeah, I think I'm good at knowing when this line of conversation should end, and I think we've reached the end of its of how much interestingness we're gonna milk out of me pondering this. So I'm gonna say yes. I'm good, and that should end now.
I'm trying to decide if I'm going to accept that or if I'm going to ask
judges.
You
will we allow it?
Fine.
Thank you.
I'm in a particularly generous mood today.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you know. We've arrived at the last round of this experience.
Okay.
Okay?
So it sounds like you are good at knowing when things should end.
I really am. And now we're getting close.
We're done. We're wrapping it up. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, listener, the cards are red now.
No.
What were they for? They were tan, would you say? What was that first color?
The first
brown?
color?
Light
It's like
brown?
it's like a yellow, like a mustard. Like a mustard.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I think it was mustard.
Yeah. Maybe I am colorblind. All right, these ones are red.
Yeah, these are definitively red.
Okay.
I mean, sort of an orangey red, but okay, 1, 2, or 3.
What's the category now?
Beliefs. Sorry.
Beliefs. Okay. I believe I will take number 3.
How have your feelings about God changed over time?
They haven't changed in a while. But when I was a kid, I believed in God. I don't now.
Is that the one inflection point?
Well, I'd say it was a gradual inflection point.
Your family was religious.
Yes, but not in a faith-based way. Mm-hmm. Like I don't, I never experienced. I mean, this is the one. One of the things I wanted to show with my show, which is about a Jewish family, is I feel like a lot of the ways we talk about religion in our society is kind of viewed through a Christian lens, and I think mainline Christianity, faith is very much an important facet of it, and there's a lot of kind of emphasis on, do you believe or do you have doubt, or what does it mean to believe, and can you be a good religious person if you don't believe, and what is the point if you don't believe, and I feel like that was never, in my experience, a real tenet of Judaism. I mean, I think there are people who believe in God, but I don't think that's the most important thing or what makes somebody a religious person. And so it was not pounded into me that like God is real and, you have to believe in him or this is all going to fall apart.
Right. So if it wasn't God, then what was it?
But God was still kind of in the fabric of all of it. I mean, we told these stories about God. It was never explicitly stated to me like, these are just stories. Don't, chill out about it. And so it did take kind of my own exploration. And I think it was very much, on me to decide for myself what I believed and didn't believe. And then for a while, I didn't identify as an atheist either because I found atheists very annoying online. I just didn't want. I was like,
the certainty of it all.
Yeah, or just that like, again, it's like, yeah, it's this combining of faith with religion in a way that I felt really didn't apply to me. So I think what I saw from atheism was kind of this reaction to religion. But when they were saying religion, even though they said it's about all religion, it really meant focused on a kind of religiosity that I never belonged to in the first place.
Yeah,
and so it didn't speak to me. I think like Jews, there are a whole bunch of different kinds of atheists who go about things in all kinds of ways.
So could you find just another brand of atheism? Or
a different sect? Maybe I'm a reform atheist and not orthodox atheist. Maybe that's, if I could find a good atheist shoal, that's probably where I'd want to go. No, because again, like these conversations around theology were never very interesting to me personally. And they didn't kind of get to the heart of what was interesting to me about religion.
But religion is interesting to you.
I think so, but it
wasn't. You made a whole
just,
show about a family and how it's reckoning with
But so
religion.
For me, I think what's interesting about religion, and again, this is kind of the Judaism that I grew up with, that I practice, is it's about community, it's about history, tradition, it's about family, perhaps a little bit of morality. That's probably in there somewhere too. But it's
not central.
Not central. No, I think it's culture more than it is anything else. And that I think is what I hold dear in my own religious practice is the cultural aspect of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next 3 questions, 1, 2, or 3.
All right, we'll do question 1 this time.
Okay. When do you feel connected to people you've lost?
I think religion is one way I stay connected. I think I do these things that, I don't necessarily believe that they can see me or that there's a God who can see me doing these things. But I do these things and I remember them.
Rituals.
Rituals. Yeah. Yes. I light the candles. I eat the challah. I look for the chametz before Passover. I do these things that I shared with the people that I love, or that I know they did long before I was born, and it connects me to them, and it feels like I am part of a thread, and that continues through my children, and I do them with my children, and I remember the people that I've lost.
I loved the episode in the new show where the family, the Swoopers, are grieving because their mom has died, the matriarch of the family. And grief is so complicated, right? Everyone has a different way that feels very urgent in the moment of how to mark this moment.
Yeah.
And Avi, the older brother, sees this pin that used to be his mom's, and it's going to be hard to get back, but he's obsessed with getting this pin back. And I so related to that. And also the rest of his family. It's like, forget that. Let's just go be together with our other brother who's miles away. Let's go find him. Let's just hang out together and have Shabbat service. And that's what Mom would want. And it is illustrative of the value of those rituals, the being together, but also how wild grief can be, and how something that from the outside or in hindsight can seem so random or inconsequential. And in grief, it can be the only thing. The only thing that matters is like getting this brooch back. And like nothing else will satisfy my particular longing for this person in this moment.
Well, there's a line about grief on the show in a different episode where one of the characters says to the other, "It isn't a straight line." And I think that has been so much of what I have had to grapple with through my experiences with grief, that you can't just read the Idiot's Guide to and expect you're going to hit all the steps in the right order and then you'll be done with it. That it does kind of double back and bubble up in surprising ways and make you into an irrational person sometimes. And that's okay. That's part of it. I think through that irrationality, we also remember and we grieve.
Yeah.
And I think that grief is that connection.
So we are one question away from being at the end.
Oh, okay. So we better make this one count.
Oh, you really sounded like you were sad there.
No, well, no. I'm thinking like, what if I skip this one? That would be a pretty anticlimactic way.
It would.
If I was just it's like, skip, done. See you later. I'm like, I got it. The pressure's on. I got to answer this one. Especially now that I'm saying out loud that I got to answer it. Now it's going to be even more disappointing if I don't.
Right. 1, 2, or 3.
Let's do 3 for the finale. Let's go big.
What does it mean to live a good life?
I don't know.
And scene.
I mean, does anyone? I mean, I think.
But I'm not gonna let you get away with that one. There's inherent in your work.
Yeah, I think this is the question that I'm struggling with through all my work. I think if I knew the answer, I wouldn't have to write anymore. I'd be done. Right. I would go live my good life. Right. I think you'd have to watch everything I've ever done to see to get to just scratch at the beginnings of the answer as I've come to it. But I think I think it boils down to being kind to people, to trying to like when you go hiking through the woods to leave this place a little better than when you found it. I think it's about holding the door open for the people who come after you. I think it's trying, as I said, to be kind. I mean, I think that's what it boils down to. Kind and righteous, I think, to speak out against injustices. I think to do what you can to make the world better. And I think it is hard because we don't always know how to do that.
Yeah.
But I think that's what living a good life is.
The trying.
One thing I say to my kid when I drop him off at school in the morning is I say, today I want you to be kind and curious and brave. And I think those are you could replace those three adjectives with anything else. But those, I think, if you try in your life to be kind and curious and brave, I think that's a good first step.
Yeah. We end the show the same way every time, with a trip in our memory time machine.
Great.
Okay. So this is it. You just pick one moment from your past. It is not a moment you would change anything about. Mm-hmm. It's just a moment in which you would like to linger a little longer. Which moment do you choose?
I mean, this maybe is a cliche answer, but I feel like it's hard for me to want to be in any moment other than where I'm at right now. Like the vast accumulation of my experiences. And anytime, if I were to think about going back to another moment in the past, then I'd have to think, well, that means that this hasn't happened yet, or that I haven't gotten to experience the joy of that, or the heartbreak of that. And so I feel like this is a dodge because I understand what you're asking, but I feel
but I think this is an interesting answer.
I don't want to go back and re-experience other moments because I think I would want to change things. I think even the moments that I'm remembering with the rosiest of glasses, if I were to actually experience them, I'd go, oh, this isn't quite as nice as I remembered, or like, oh, I might want to fix that or change that. And so I'd rather have the memory. I'd rather live now in the present with the memories of all that I've experienced.
Does that mean that right now is where you want to be with
this
me?
Moment, there's nowhere else I'd rather be right now. No when else. This is the time. This is the place.
But I do think that's an interesting answer from a person who made a show about memory and how it also changes when you look back at it.
You know what? I'm an interesting guy.
It turns out.
It turns out. How about that?
Okay. Raphael Bob-Waksberg, his new show is called Long Story Short. It's on Netflix right now. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
If you like this episode, and I hope you did, you can drop us a comment and let us know. We love hearing from you, truly. You can also like the video and subscribe to the channel to get more from Wildcard.